It just stopped raining. It hasn't rained here in weeks. It feels pretty magical outside right now. The birds are all very happy and we have a little bit of sun peeking out of the clouds. Behind me here is the garden that I have just outside of the tiny house. So this is like my front yard garden, but that's not the front of the property. So I'll just give a little scan of this before we head down. As you can see, onions are ready to harvest, but I gotta let them dry out. Here is my little garden. Absolutely beautiful. It's really full and luscious right now. Then I also have this little kidney bean shaped garden here. In this garden bed, I just have some single liter tomatoes, some sunflowers, beans. There is a cantaloupe as well. So there's the tiny house, and there's the kidney garden, and there is my main garden. And now we're gonna go to the front garden. Here is the front garden. It's pretty big. You can hear all the traffic. There's a garden bed here as well as on the other side of the driveway. Typically these are beds that the landlords use, but they haven't used them in the last couple of years. So I wanted to take the opportunity to use it myself. My landlord is very sweet and knows how much energy and time I put into my gardens and knew that he could trust me taking care of this space. I do have to say that I have a lot of help from my dad, and some of my family members have come out and helped just like weed or plant or whatever. But my dad and I have definitely taken this on as our babies. It's gone really well. Like, it's taken very little maintenance, so we're very lucky. So let's go look at it. About a third of this bed we did not use, which is okay because we have so much in here. So I just put some sunflowers and some zinnias in here, which I actually thought those were sunflowers when I planted them because they were just so little. Everything was so tiny, so I didn't realize that that's what those zinnias were, but I love having them up here. Just gives some color and some life to this primarily food garden. So as we see here, we have 1, 2, and another half row of just strictly potatoes. These guys are doing pretty good. I did have a pretty bad infestation of potato bugs on these plants. I've since gone through them and tried to clean them up as much as I can. And I did have diatomaceous earth all over this, but the rain has definitely washed it all off. And even with the potato bugs, we are still gonna get a massive crop from this. I mean, that is a lot of potato plants. I do have a few different kinds of squash. I'm not sure exactly what's happening with them yet. Everything was a little slow to start, so yeah, these guys are not even sure what this one is. And we have mostly tomatoes here. So this poor guy, I didn't have enough cages, so a couple of them are just not in cages, but I have been pruning to at least take care of them. I also have a bunch of peppers, different kinds of peppers, sweet peppers. No spicy peppers this year. And as we go up here, the tomatoes are all caged. Look at these pepper plants. They're just pretty. Oh wow. Look at these guys. And these pink flowers. Stunning. The traffic is probably kind of loud. This is all tomatoes. So we have 2.5 rows of potatoes and then 1.5 rows of tomatoes. And then basically a half row of peppers, and then the corn. 1, 2, 3, 4.5 rows of corn. And the corn we planted is a peaches and cream variety. So yeah, it should be coming up pretty soon, probably another couple of weeks, and it'll be ready to harvest. We've definitely got them starting here. Beautiful. I just wanted to take the opportunity today to share about this garden bed. I'm pretty proud of it. It is the largest garden that I've ever kept. So it's sort of like one of those moments in your life where you're just like, oh, I'm doing that thing that I wanted to do. I wanted to have a real garden. This is still a hobby garden, but this is another level of hobby gardening than what I was doing previously, which were smaller plots, oftentimes in like the side of an alleyway when I lived in the city. I'm gonna head back up to the tiny house through the trees. Look at that sky. Wowza. What are you doing here? This isn't your house. Oh, this is Stripe, the neighbor's cat, who has taken very fondly to us. Oh, and she and Franny are in love. Say hello and say goodbye. Hello, goodbye.